go ahead, grab my wrist here. All right, I would want to work his joints. All right, he was a big guy, but I could still move him around, just like that, right? Yeah. So because what I was doing is I was working his joints, right? I was working here, I was working here. It doesn't matter how big of a guy is. I could ask any of the guys around here. As long as we're working the joints, we're going to be able to be successful there. Thank you, Tom. That was very, very good. I appreciate it. So what you need to think about are what are the joints? What are the joints in the arguments that are being pushed against us? Okay? When someone is going against our faith, all right, if you need to defend your faith, the first thing you need to think about is where are the weaknesses of their argument, okay? Think about those joints. Think about going through their argument to really find out what is the weakest part there. You know, oftentimes people say like, oh, you know, women's right to choose, abortion, all those types of things, it's our choice, that type of thing. When you get at the weakness of that, it really ultimately comes down to murder, right? A life is ending, right? And that's the weakness of the argument, is because you're eventually getting to the fact that we want to preserve and protect life. And that God has given us that ability. And there's always gets very confusion because we get a lot of arguments in there. But at the core of it, at the very weakness of most of those arguments, it's all about defending life. It's about protecting one another. It's about caring and loving one another. And most arguments against our faith ultimately fail in some of those very basic principles. We can always get at the weaknesses of those arguments by looking through them. And that's what I encourage you, whether you're breaking a order, whether you're defending your faith, look through the argument.